From Singapore summit with North Korea to the release of the Inspector General's report on the Justice Department's bungling of the Hillary email scandal, it has been a week in which we have seen the media stretch and contort more than a Mr. Gumby just to downplay the implications of all these stories. President Trump had the summit with Kim Jong-un in Singapore early in the week. And while most objective reports recognize the significance of it, there aren't many objective reports that come from the biased fake news force that follows the president around like a bunch of green flies looking for anything that's rotten. I think it's fair in saying that the framework of denuclearization agreed to is going to require a lot of detailed follow-up and verification. But the president made clear the painful and punishing sanctions don't ease up until there's verification. Now, we were able to obtain some early reactions from Kim Jong-un after he returned to North Korea. I want you to see how he reacted when he got back. He's so excited. Well, I got to confess that I found some humor in President Trump's video revealing what North Korea could look like by injecting a little capitalism into the hermit kingdom. Be honest with you, only President Trump could see the beaches illuminated by heavy artillery fire and somehow envision beachfront condos where the cannons once were. I tell you what, you can take President Trump out of the real estate business, but you can't take the real estate business out of President Trump, that's for sure. And big bombshell from the Department of the Justice Inspector General's report this week, 500 pages. I'm sure you read it all. It revealed that fired FBI Director Jim Comey went rogue in having his own press conferences about Hillary's emails. After hearing numerous Democrats on TV, you'd think they'd be thanking President Trump for firing him. And then there's Peter Strzok, the high-ranking FBI official who was carrying on an affair with a colleague with whom he shared over 50,000 text messages. And what he said to her regarding whether Donald Trump would be elected president was, no, he won't. We'll stop it. But he didn't. No, the voters were thankfully more powerful than a corrupt cop who tried to use his badge to change the outcome of an American election. Now, for more than a year, we've put up with a Mueller investigation. It's supposed to find out if the Russians tried to influence the election. So far, there's not one thing to show that President Trump had any collusion with any Russians. But we now know, and it's documented, that our own law enforcement officials colluded among themselves to rig an election. And if there aren't charges filed, and some of these folks aren't wearing orange jumpsuits, then I say open the federal prison doors and let the people out who have done far less to pervert our great republic than the thugs whose salaries we paid for. Cleaning up the Department of Justice isn't about helping one party over another. It really isn't. It's about protecting and preserving our constitutional process of equal justice under the law. The irony of the president meeting with Kim Jong-un this week was that we rightly criticize his being a law unto himself. But when officials in the highest levels of our Justice Department try to dictate the outcome of an election and act as if they were above the law, then they should be put under the jail.